Hello everyone, welcome to my makeup reset of sorts for 2025. So I have switched up a few of the items in my daily, like everyday makeup routine. Some of my staples have stayed the same. So obviously my eyebrow powder from RMK, and then for my overall primer, I'm still using the Etouce Face Edition. But yeah, there has been a little bit of a switch up in terms of just the products that I tend to reach for over and over again, especially on quick standard makeup day like today where I have to go out and get things done. I'm actually meeting with this guy in Ikebukuro who I met while I was on shift for bottle girl duty at one of the clubs in Shinjuku. So I actually met a magician there while I was on shift. Yes, he's an actual magician, like he does magic gigs full-time for his job, and he was asking me if I'd be willing to give him English lessons for the next 2 months because he's going to be traveling to Las Vegas. I don't know exactly when, but later this year sometime, and apparently it's the first time he is going. I'm not sure if it's his first time overseas, like period, but I know for sure that it's his first time in America. So yeah, I'm gonna be meeting with him shortly this afternoon for just our first little like trial lesson together so that I can get an idea of his current English level. This is not my job, by the way, but since I'm unemployed right now, I might as well take whatever comes my way. And this kind of fell into my lap because he reached out to me to ask me to tutor him through Instagram. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing my makeup for that. So I have my primer on already, and for foundation these days I've really been loving the TirTir AI filter cushion. This is in shade 15C Fair Porcelain. I just love this foundation because it's like full coverage without looking or feeling too cakey. So the only thing I'm kind of bummed out about is how quickly this side of the sponge is drying up already, it seems. Like I've barely owned this cushion for 2 weeks, I feel, and already, I don't know, I feel like I need to flip the sponge. The foundation is far from being done, but I think I need to flip the sponge to get all of the product that is collecting on the other side. I will never get over how crazy short the life expectancy of cushion foundations are as compared to a normal classic bottle of foundation. This would easily last you at least a year with regular use, but probably more for most people because most of us have more than one foundation that we rotate. So the fact that cushion foundations start to dry out inevitably within like the first month of usage is crazy to me. Like it makes sense obviously, but it's crazy that this is the norm now in the beauty industry, that we're shelling out 3,000 yen a pop for these foundations, only for them to last up to 2 months at most. Okay, so for my eyeshadow, you guys are never gonna believe some of these items. I fell into them. Like I'm not really sure how it happened, but it's like one day I was looking for something for my eyes or for my cheeks, and this particular item happened to be laying around and I used it and it worked, so I just stuck with it ever since then. And yeah, so this little Tamagotchi lip and cheek cream, and as you can see, it's like a reddish pink. It's like a in-between red and pink shade, and I have been using this as a one swipe, one and done eyeshadow lately because it's just so creamy and easy to blend out. And you guys know that pink is pretty much my go-to everyday color for eyeshadow, so that's literally all I do. Well, I do more later on with the tear bag techniques and all of that. We will get to that, but yeah, as far as the color, this is what I use to just give myself a nice little wash. Before I move on to the rest of eyes, I'm gonna do my lips first because I feel like I look dead. So for lips, 9 times out of 10 these days, I will literally just default to this combo right here. This is the DB Pigment Pout Longwear Lip Liner, given to me by the one and only Judy. And then this right here is my second tube of the YSL Love Shine Candy Glaze in number 2, which is the clear plumper shade. I forget the exact name, I'm sorry. But it looks like this, very light translucent pink, goes on pretty clear. And although this formula is not perfect to me, I guess it's my favorite at the moment because I keep using it, and I even went so far as to purchase a second tube. I just really like how it plumps out all the fine lines in my lips. There's no tingling sensation whatsoever, and it adheres really tightly to your lips, so the formula doesn't move around. That part I really appreciate. But yeah, this is literally just my go-to lip combo these days. I'm gonna be doing this pretty much every single time until this pencil runs out. Then we'll figure out what to do next. So now we're gonna go in I changed my top because I wore that pink sweater for like 3 days straight already. So for blush, this is another item that kind of just unexpectedly became part of my routine. It's the Canmake Powder Cheeks A in P01. Very aptly named Powerful Pink. This is from their little like Powerpuff Girl heart design blush series. And as you can see, I've been using this so much that I actually hit a pretty significant pan. Like, that is a pretty large chunk that is gone, and I'm kind of surprised because I wasn't expecting the pan to come so quickly at all, because I guess I just kind of assumed that the heart imprint would disappear a little more before I got to that point, but as you can see, it's still very visible. Then again, if you turn this to the side and you really look at the amount of product that's in the component, it's actually not that steep. So anyway, enough micro analyzing about my pan. I'm just gonna go ahead and take a fluffy but pointed blush brush. I still like to do this technique where I kind of overlap the blush onto the outer half of my eyeshadow or my eyelids. And as you know, I love to apply my blush a little like closer or tighter to the inner part of my face because I don't exactly have the coveted V shape, so we need to compensate in other ways. I mean, I'm being lighthearted, obviously. There's other face shapes other than V shape that are perfectly beautiful, but yeah, I just like to bring it in a little bit so that it looks nice and tight. And I really do love the finish of this blush. You can see it has like a nice subtle sheen to it, but it's not glittery and it's not too shiny. It just gives that really nice semi-subtle highlighter effect when you turn your head. Now it's time for eyeliner. Before that, I'm gonna curl my lashes so that later on when I put on my falsies, they will blend more seamlessly together. And for lashes, I have mentioned these before in my previous videos, starting from the beginning of this year, but I have been completely and utterly obsessed with the new Miche Bloomin Infinity Lash line. I really want to try, not every single style, because there's one or two that I can tell like they just wouldn't really do anything for me, but most of the designs or the styles that they have, I really enjoy, and I feel like they are so well suited for the looks, the typical looks that I tend to go for. So the one that I wear most often is Pure Long. It's just this really natural looking like wispy lash with enough length so that you can still really see it from under my hooded lids, but it's wispy enough to still look natural. But today I think I'm gonna go with this one, Natural Doll. So it literally says here that this is Chinese style. Wanhon. Wanhon in Chinese means like trending or viral. So Wanhon Tsukematsuge false eyelashes, and this is Chukahu Chinese style eye makeup. And if you look, actually yeah, maybe it's easier to see on the model. It's like the manga style where each cluster of eyelashes is pinched together so that it comes to a point. I don't think I'm describing this very well, so we're just gonna put them on. Again, I mentioned before, but one of the amazing things about these eyelashes that I still can't quite figure out is the fact that the ends of the lashes never lift off of my eyes, which I used to think was an eyelash glue problem back before I discovered these, but apparently it has to do with, I think it has to do with the material that the eyelash is made out of itself. I really should start an eyelash line. I feel like I've been so consistently passionate about eyelashes, especially as like a semi-hooded lid girly. I mean, I have a half fold, so my eye shape is really like unconventional. It hasn't been too hard because, you know, I do live in Japan, so I've always had decent options for eyelashes as long as I went looking for them, but there's definitely like a science to it, you know. There's a certain hooded eye girlies, monolid girlies can definitely rock false eyelashes, but there's definitely some things that need to be in place for the eyelash to be truly flattering for your eye shape, if that makes sense. So like, for example, I always put a pretty thick line of glue on there, not to the point where it's overflowing and where it's like, you know, sticking the actual eyelashes together, but on the lash band I try to put as thick of a layer as possible, which goes against the conventional, you know, mainstream advice for falsies. Usually people will tell you to put as thin a layer as possible of glue, but I find that for my particular eye folds, I do have a crease, but it's a half crease, so it's not like a parallel line. The crease connects into the corner of my eye, which means that I need whatever goes in that area, like the eyelash band I need it to be super securely stuck on there so that even if I blink or sweat or whatever, it's not going to just pop off in the corner here. That's why I make sure to put on a nice thick line of glue every time. I do the other eye, and we're gonna have to speed things up a little bit because I do need to leave in about 15 minutes. Oh my god, I love how spiky that is. While I wait for that to dry, I'm gonna do my tear bag makeup. So I have the Creamy Touch liner in number 15, which is like a milk tea type of shade, and I'm just gonna use that to lightly line my bottom lash line. The idea is to create more of a shadow effect than a harsh line. Actually, my tear bag makeup is all over the place, you guys. You would think that I would just use like one item, the Plumpuku Coordinate Eyes from Canmake, since this is quite literally designed, this palette is designed to cater to the tear bag area alone. But no, instead of using one, I use two, as well as I actually use a different highlight color for the puffy part of the tear bag. So where did it go? This is the Candy Doll highlight palette. I don't think they sell this anymore. It was like a limited edition thing. But I like to use the bottom shade here for my tear bag highlight because it has an ever so slight aurora effect to it, and I don't think you can see on camera, but I think it looks really pretty and subtle in person. So I like to use this one. You see what a difference the tear bag highlight makes? Don't I look just 10 times more awake now? So after that, I will go in with the Plumpuku Coordinate Eyes Neo, just the light brown tan shade here. I really have to leave soon. And then last but not least, I can't believe there is still product in here, but I will take the shimmery pink shade up here from the Strawberry Plumpuku palette, and I will put that, whatchamacallit, I forget what this is called, center eyelid highlight shade, topper shade? I don't know how I've been doing this for like 7 years on YouTube and I still don't know how to describe anything, but yeah, just to add a little bit of shimmer. And then finally, mascara. Opera My Lash. I just put some on the base to blend my real lashes and the falsies together. And then the bottom lashes, which is where I really need the most help. Take another sip of my matcha. One last swipe of my Love Shine Candy Gloss or Candy Glaze. Candy Glaze. Oh, this is applying extra smooth today. I think it's because I exfoliated my lips properly last night. I actually used a proper lip scrub from Lush and everything. So yeah, if you exfoliate your lips and you're looking for like a really nice plumping formula that stays in place, I recommend Love Shine Candy Glaze. And here's the final look. That is my makeup reset for 2025. A couple of old tried and trues in there, but also a lot of new, unexpected, surprising new products that have made their way into my regular rotation. I will link all the items that I used today down below as usual. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!